Now, the more you learn and explore, the more you can blow your partner's mind in the bedroom, right? Because it's easier said than done. You see, there is no universal definition of what makes one good in bed because everyone has got their own preference. What works for lover A doesn't necessarily have to work for lover B. See, if we were to pick a single thing that makes you good in bed, that's it. It would be this one thing. The gospel truth is that women who know their own needs and desires tend to be better in bed. Because a confident lover is a good lover. A large part of being good in bed is learning what your partner likes. That's just it. You learning what your partner likes. And remember, you will need to focus on what he likes and what your ex liked. Talking dirty is also much more powerful when you can say something slowly and confidently without breaking the tension. If you want to be good in bed, you've got to let go. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jane Lawrence. In today's video, I am going to be teaching you how to be good in bed. And I'm going to give you some crucial factors to developing your sexual prowess. Now listen, first you need to understand that learning how to be good in bed is a process that actually doesn't happen overnight. All right, because it takes time to learn what works and what doesn't work to please your man and to fulfill him sexually. All right, so before we can tell you how to be good in bed, we have to define what being good in bed really means. But then again, who are we fooling? All right, because it's easier said than done. You see, there is no universal definition of what makes one good in bed because everyone has got their own preference. What works for lover A doesn't necessarily have to work for lover B. We all have our differences and we all have a preference. So being good in bed requires a willingness to have an open mind, to explore, to be vulnerable, to communicate with your partner, and even take a little criticism, all right? So we are going to explore all of these aspects, starting with first, understanding your desire and getting to know your body. Which is not a bad thing. It's not such a bad idea because this will help you become a better lover. So figure out how you like to be touched, how you like to be kissed, how you love to be caressed, what turns you on in your man's body. Discover your love language and explore more with your man or by yourself. All right, so you must know that an active and satisfying sex life relies more on your desire, just as desire relies much on motivation. For women especially, desire starts in the brain, but that comes when external factors or external forces combine to motivate that part of your brain. Now, the funny thing is that science has somewhat shown how you can trick your brain into arousing your body with conditioning. Like for me, it's standing in front of the mirror. When I stand in front of the mirror naked, I get aroused and turned on by my beauty. Or maybe just wearing a red lipstick because, red signifies sexy, feisty. It signifies danger. It signifies everything erotic. So anything that automatically rings sex when you think, see, or feel it can be your conditioning that puts you in the mood. So find out what gets your brain signaling a sensual mood for you. That's it. See, the gospel truth is that women who know their own needs and desires tend to be better in bed. That's it. So when you know what you want, when you go for what you want, and when you ask for it, you will have a better time and you'll be more engaged in the act. Your man may even appreciate that you can guide him rather than having him to guess at what you want in bed. So it's not just you who wants to know how to be good in bed. He also would like for that too. Men do have significantly higher expectations in sexual situations than women too. In all ramifications, in all, sexual areas. So you need to help him out. And keep this at the back of your mind that partners who are proactive are definitely better in bed. And you reap the benefit of getting your man to touch you the way you need and want by getting to know yourself through self-pleasuring. Number 2, increased confidence is a great recipe for being a badass in the bedroom. Because a confident lover is a good lover. If you're confident with your body, your skills, and even your relationship, you're more likely to strip down, to have fun and try new things. But if you're worried about your looks, you're anxious about your performance or how your partner feels about you, you're more likely to be more reserved in bed. Although some people just have more reserved personalities, but being able to let loose is one of the things that make for great sex. So I'm going to tell you this. Having confidence makes, taking your clothes off, initiating sex and asking for what you want and letting go much more easier. Now, another benefit of confidence is not being super timid, which can be a turn-off to a guy if you're already like that. And unfortunately, some people try to get confidence from the approval of others. So it may boost your self-esteem to know that your partner loves you, accepts you for who you are, accepts and loves your flaws, and finds you desirable. But those things won't help at the end of the day if you simply do not cultivate confidence. Sometimes you have to fake it to make it, Fake it until you become it. So that sense of self-assuredness has to come from within. And yet again, another thing that confidence can help you be is being better at talking dirty. Because talking dirty is also much more powerful when you can say something slowly and confidently without breaking the tension. All right? So when most of you ask me, oh, how can I talk dirty? It's all about the confidence that you have. Talk about the things that gets you turned on. Talk about the things, just describe the things that you see. Just you know what I mean. Just get confidence and cocky when you're in your bed with your man. Without waste of time, let's just hurry into number 3 because we have a lot to talk about. The third way to be good in bed as a woman is to be enthusiastic. See, if we were to pick a single thing that makes you good in bed, that's it. It would be this one thing. Enthusiasm. See, enthusiasm makes up for any shortcomings in a bed. Baby, let me tell you something. Your technique doesn't have to be perfect and you don't have to be super experienced, but just show some enthusiasm. When you're enthusiastic, let me tell you what would happen. You will show your partner that you want to have sex with him. You will let your man know that you find him desirable. You find him attractive. You find him sexy. And when you're enthusiastic, you tend to communicate more. You tend to communicate what you like, what you want to see, how you want to feel. You create more sexual tension, thereby making the movement more pleasurable. I know this sounds like a tall order, but enthusiasm is such a powerful tool. Don't underestimate it. Enthusiasm in this context means that you are being receptive to the idea of having sex or initiating sex with your partner. Enthusiasm means hopping on top, asking what you want, and taking your pleasure into your own hands. Literally. It also means moaning and groaning, which can make intimacy much more satisfying and encouraging for your man. Encouraging for him to ejaculate, encouraging for him to come. Plus, when you like something, you include dirty talks. But also keep in mind that enthusiasm should be genuine. You shouldn't fake it. You don't need to scream or break the headboard just to prove that you're enthusiastic. Just show your partner that you want to be there. You want to be in bed with him. What enthusiasm does is that it turns sex into an amazing, passionate act. And I mean, we all know that passionate sex can be uninhibited and wild, making you forget where and sometimes who you are. And this invariably leads us to our next point. Let go, baby. If you want to be good in bed, you've got to let go. The best sex usually happens when you can let go. So stop thinking about all the cleaning that you have to do right after you orgasm. Or stop thinking about the moment too much. Forget about the project at work. Stop judging your performance. Stop judging your partner. And forget any sex negative ideas that you may have thought about or you have been taught. Because you can choose how your sexuality looks with your partner. As long as everyone consents and no one is hurt, it is your life and your choice. So quit judging yourself and let go. When you let go, you can make all the sounds and movements that simply feels good for you. You can get in touch with your primal side and touch yourself or your partner in such a way that feels good without worrying about your tummy or your butt, how your butt looks like in certain positions. All right? You forget about what your neighbors think or what anyone else is doing in the bed. Because sometimes a sloppy, sweaty, animalistic sex is all that you need. All that you need for you to be able to throw away being prim and proper in bed. You can't be prim and proper in bed. Come on, I'm being serious. And once you experience sexual liberty like that, you will never want to go back. Number 5, you need to discover what makes your partner tick for you to be able to be good in bed. You know, women are more likely to have orgasm when they're having it with their long-term partners than when they're just having casual, sex or a first-time experience or encounter with that man. And part of the reason is that you become more comfortable with your man over time. But there is something else at play here, all right? See, the more you have sex, the more you learn about your man's sexual preferences and desire, all right? Now, a large part of being good in bed is learning what your partner likes. That's just it. You learning what your partner likes. And remember, you will need to focus on what he likes and what your ex liked. Because we're different people. I like to state this over and over again that we're two different people. That what one thing worked for your ex doesn't mean that it'll work for your husband. So maybe there are a few different positions that he prefers more than any other position. Or maybe he likes it when you give him brains in a certain way. Or maybe he just hates it when you talk dirty to him, but he loves it when you dress up in some sexy lingerie. It's just preference. It's just individual preference. And you need to figure out what it is that he likes so that you can bring it to him in bed. Now, if you're truly interested in learning how to be good in bed, then you want to learn everything about your partner. So everyone likes different things, which is why it is so hard to tell how exactly you need to be good in bed. Peradventure, you pay attention to your man. You will notice his body language, his breathing, his moaning, his facial expression. You will notice when they change, when you do something he likes or something he doesn't like. However, it is not all about the body language, because there is a way that you can learn what your partner likes directly by talking about it. You need to be comfortable talking about sex with your partner. It's even a lot easier if you talk about, these things earlier in your relationship. It can help you have more satisfying sex when you discuss sex. You could ask your man what he wants, what he likes, what he dislikes. Find out what he wants to try. That's the only way that you can figure out how best to satisfy your man in bed. Number 6, if you want to give your man the impression that you're good in bed, then you would need to explore his fantasies. Every man has gotten one or two fantasies that you just need to find out. So exploring your partner's fantasy sets you up to be the best lover he's ever had. Many of us have specific fantasies that we return to time and time after. So he will definitely think that you're good in bed if you would try to make some of his fantasies come to pass. But make sure that it is a fantasy that you are okay with. Just saying, because some people have weird fantasies. Number 7, keep up the novelty, baby. I'm assuming that once you're confident, you understand your own desire and you've learned about your partner's desire, you might think that you know now how to be good in bed, right? Of course, you wouldn't be wrong about it, but you don't want to stop there if you want to be great in bed. It's one thing for you to be good in bed, it's another thing for you to be great in bed. Now, the more you learn and explore, the more you can blow your partner's mind in the bedroom. So you've got to learn how to explore. And novelty is one way to do this. Having sex in different settings, in new positions, with new toys or new tools. This will invariably add a shock of excitement into your sex life. It can keep the spark going on years and years, whether you've been together for 5 years or for 5 decades. This is important because attention tends to drift after you've been with your partner for such a long time. Men especially are known to become bored with the same partner, and also they get bored with certain sexual routines. And this is not specific to men. It occurs in several species of animals, so not just human beings. Of course, there is no excuse for cheating, so adding novelty could potentially keep that from happening. But nevertheless, there's so many reasons why men cheat, and you can't control another person's behavior. So just understand that regardless of the fact that you have to bring novelty into the bedroom, it still doesn't change a troubled relationship. Lastly, if you want to be good in bed, then please have fun. Have fun and do not compare yourself to anyone else. Because if you're having fun, your man will definitely notice and he will have fun too. So learn to laugh in bed. Sex can be messy and awkward sometimes. So if you're uptight about it or you make a big deal about the things that naturally go wrong, then you might have a bad time. But if you laugh it off, especially for something like quitting or, being in an awkward position, it becomes a little deal that doesn't spoil the whole experience in anyone's mind. Do you get what I mean? So I need you to remember that being good in bed is not about following a script. It's about being you and having fun with your partner. You don't need to go down on your man every time, nor must you fill every moment of silence with dirty talk. But you want to bring the spiciness into the bed naturally, so that your sex life never becomes mundane and both you and your man will be satisfied fully. Believe you me that your man will be impressed with how good you are in bed, that he might even brag about you to his friends. So that's just it for now, until my next exciting episode when I come your way. See you when I see you.